Hello. I know how to I actually know okay. I know and understand how to build oxygen on other planets. Like Mars, maybe the moon. If we define gravity, which is actually what Elon Musk is trying to work on right now, or I believe SpaceX or maybe NASA, they're trying to define anti-gravity so they can build a home on the moon or on planets with strong gravity. But Mars is a dead planet. So if you understand Mars, its gravity isn't that strong, which means there is actually barely any gravity on Mars. It's close to Earth. So I know how to create oxygen on Mars. And that is the red planet that NASA is trying to colonize right now. And maybe SpaceX or astronauts of Earth. Now, if you build a field of oxygen toward Mars, all it is like a balloon. Think of a balloon. When you blow a balloon up, it is a sphere. It is round and it has air in it. Think of a balloon filled with oxygen. Thick oxygen. And then think of building more balloons of oxygen. And then think of building a oxygen field. A field of oxygen and pushing it towards Mars. So, you build a balloon that contains oxygen, that is meant to contain oxygen, and you plant it in space toward Mars. So astronauts can refill off of the balloons that are filled with oxygen that is created in a field that we can create, the astronauts can create toward Mars. Now, if you build this field of oxygen, I would call it the OF or the OF. The OF is the OF zone. The OF zone is an oxygen filled zone that pushes oxygen toward Mars to give astronauts a stronger chance to colonize stronger for Mars and other planets. So we build an OFZ, an OFZ. An OFZ is an oxygen-filled zone that we build towards Mars, and it is a balloon. They are balloons of oxygen that we plant in space toward Mars, and we just keep pushing these balloons of oxygen, and astronauts can create suits where they fill up on oxygen and build and colonize towards Mars. Now, with a stronger field and a much larger field, if we build a strong field of oxygen towards Mars, then we can colonize much faster. Because this is where it gets important. Now, with an OFZ, build an OFZ, there must come a bed. A bed, we would call that a OAB. An OAB is an oxygen astronaut bed. And that is a bed where the astronauts sleep in at night before they get up in the morning to start building for colonization, or what astronauts do. Now, if we build an if we build an AOB, or oxygen AOB, which is an astronaut oxygen bed, with a field of oxygen that we push towards Mars, and a suit that can fuel up off of it can fill up every day, daily, in their work. They can colonize Mars faster. Now, I'm working on a spaceship right now, and I've learned from things. And anyways, I'm building a spaceship, and I'm halfway through my design on a spaceship. And a spaceship is sharp rocket cylinders, controlled by a control block panel, or whatever kind of control panel you create, or whatever kind of control panel the operator creates. It is a sharp rocket cylinder powered by levers that control spark. Now be careful on your fuel, because fuel is really combustible, and you have to be very smart when you build a spaceship, because it's very smart. It's very strong. Now, with this design, we can push and create mechanisms and equipment that can push equipment towards Mars, and we can create equipment that can give astronauts a better chance of colonizing Mars. And it's very important. With this rocket design, I would call it I don't know if you've watched WALL-E. WALL-E is this mini robot that cleans up and goes through all these troubles to find home, or to find something I can't really remember, but I will. Sorry, but I will. Anyways, think of WALL-E. Think of him as like this piece of equipment that cleans up garbage. Well, with this piece of equipment, kind of like WALL-E, we can carry material from Earth through space with the field of oxygen, with the FOZ and a AOB. We can push material towards Mars that is very important, where we can colonize Mars very quickly. In about 5 years from now, exactly 5 years from now, there will be oxygen on Mars, and it'll be a habitable planet, habitable zone. But we must create the graveyard, and the graveyard is the OFB, the oxygen field, whatever I called it, and the bed, whatever I called it. But we must create these small types of material to help astronauts colonize. That's really important. If you're with me, this is destiny.